come in here to steal
What
the
are
milk.
you doing?
What? What? Super rescue.
Can I help you? Can I help you? You do. Hey, this is not your mama. This is not your mama. Today we're going to join two of our homestead animals for one awesome video. So what do our dairy goats and our meat rabbits have in common?
Uh-huh.
It's a pretty fun experiment.
Is that okay, I thought?
Yep.
Welcome back to the channel, guys.
That's right. Welcome back to our channel.
Goodness.
So if you are new around here or this is your first video, my name is Megan. What's your name?
My name is Declan.
This is
John.
Declan, my 5-year-old son. My husband Kenneth is around here somewhere. And these are our dairy goats. May. Lily is the rambunctious little one running around here. That loud one you hear over there is Rosie, Lily's mom. We also have 3 other dairy goats over here in this pen. We've got 2 pens of them. It gets a little loud here on the homestead. Declan, where's my pellets? Where did they go? I see them. So this loudmouth here is Rosie. They say Nubians are the loudest goats. I have a Nubian over there. And you don't hear her. But this Nigerian dwarf here is loud. Now Rosie is still nursing Lily full time. So I don't get much milk from her. But I am feeding her on the milk stand and milking out what I can to get her used to the routine. Because here soon, we will be milking her full time. If you have been part of my dairy goat saga here, you may know that we actually don't like the goat milk. We've tried a few different ways. We've yet to find a way that we like it. Lily just knocked over pellets. I'm not giving up on it yet. I'm just not. I'm going to keep trying it. But in the meantime, dairy goats have to be milked. And you have to do something with the milk. Now we used to own a soap business where I still have all my soap recipes that are mine. They're handcrafted by me. And I could make soap out of the goat milk. But in this pregnancy so far, I have not had the energy to do that yet. So instead, I had to find a way that would put the goat milk to good use without, you know, being wasteful. Because all of our animals here on our homestead try to earn a purpose. They have to earn a purpose in order for us to really keep them and want to keep them. So for these goats, their purpose is dairy, and I've got to make a use out of it. I recently did an event in Dothan, Alabama at Keepers of the Old Ways, and I met this very smart young girl there and talked to her about feeding dairy to rabbits and whether it was okay or not. And so when I had these dairy goats and milk and I had to find something to do with them, and I have a lot of meat rabbits, giving it to my rabbits just seemed like the logical solution. Now I know there are going to be some people out there who are saying you can't give dairy to rabbits, but listen here. When you have rabbit kits that are orphaned, the best milk for them is goat milk. It is the closest you can get to rabbit milk. The difference is goat milk isn't as fatty or calorically dense as rabbit milk. Rabbit milk is basically goat milk with heavy whipping cream added to it. And that's what a lot of people actually feed orphaned kits to raise them up. But I don't have orphaned kits. I just have does that like to wean their kits early. And I'm talking like 4 weeks, where most does don't wean till like 8 weeks. And so at 4 weeks, when I pulled my kits out, I gave them goat milk. And we're gonna see today if it's made any improvement. So what I did as this experiment is I took the 4 rabbit kits we had from the last colony litter out about a week after they started coming out and eating pelleted feed with the doe. Now, I don't know how old they are. Usually when they do this, they're about 3 to 4 weeks old. But I don't know because the does are having them underground. They're breeding on their own will, and it's nothing I have or do to control them. The bucks in there full time, they do what they want. So I took 4 kits out and I weighed them. And I took the 4 and split them into groups of 2 and did it so that they would average out to be even. I got my weights here for you. So the 4 rabbits, this is what they weighed: 11.6 ounces, 10.2 ounces, 14 ounces, and 12.2 ounces. So then I split the kits up and I put the kit that weighed the 12.2 ounces and the 11.6 ounces together because that averaged out to be about 12 ounces in rabbit weight. And then on the other side, I put the kit that weighed 14 ounces and the one weighed 10.2 ounces, so the biggest and the smallest, because together those average out to be about 12 ounces in rabbit weight. And so it really did equal out pretty well. So one group of kits got goat milk and one group of kits did not, and I made sure to feed them at the exact same time with any other feed and try to keep the amounts as close as possible, give them water at the same time, keep all their other conditions the same so that I could see, does goat milk added in on these kits improve their growth rates? Because being a homestead that does not use commercial rabbit pellet, we notice that our rabbit growth rate is slower than most other rabbitries. Some rabbitries can butcher at 8 weeks because their growth rate is just on point like that, and we don't have that option. We wait 12 to 16 weeks. Some kits even go longer because we don't pack them full of that artificial stuff. They don't grow as fast. And our does don't nurse them as long as some does do. I have friends in this business whose does will nurse their kits to 8+ weeks old. By 4 weeks, all of our kits are weaned by their parents, not by us, by their parents. And so I want to see if this can kind of bridge that gap for us. So I only recommend trying this with young rabbits that are fresh off of weaning because their body is still able to absorb and break down the milk. You never want to do this with a rabbit that has not recently had milk because their gut bacteria will not be able to handle it. So we took freshly weaned kits and started this with them. And so that way their body was used to it. That way we had less risk of bloat. Now we had no bloat issues, not one. I did notice, however, that our rabbits preferred raw, fresh milk over milk that has been stored in the fridge for a few days or frozen. So I don't know if that changes the flavor of it because we're not currently drinking our goat's milk, but they obviously notice a difference. Because if I let it sit in the fridge for about 3 days and then put it in there, they went and drink it. But if it's fresh from the goat, just milked it and put it in there, they drink it up and no problem, like right away. It don't matter what else they got in there to eat, they will go for that fresh goat milk. But if it's been sitting, they won't. So it's really weird. It's just something that I've noticed. Now, I did not come up with this. It's not a new groundbreaking experiment, but it is something I am giving a try here on our homestead, and I'm inviting you along to see. Now it is getting dark out here. It's starting to get nighttime. I'm about to go in and cook dinner, but we're gonna try to get this done first before it gets too dark. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna weigh each of the kit, and then we're going to compare that weight to previous weights, and we're gonna do it based off of averages for each group of kits, okay? That way we can look and see how their average weight gain has improved, because some kits grow slower, some kits go faster, and an average gives you a better look at it than doing specific measurements for each kit. Alright, so first we're going to start with our kits who have been drinking goat's milk. So this is one of them. Let's see what it weighs. Hold on, baby. Get in the basket. Nope, stay in the basket. 1 pound, 3.6 ounces. Alright, let me grab your next friend.
This is a big one. He's probably going to be 100 pounds.
I don't think he's going to weigh 100 pounds. 1 pound, 7.2.
Oh, there.
1 pound, 7.2. So that's our 2 that were on goat milk. Now let's see the next 2. Okay, so this one was not on goat milk, and I'm pretty sure this was the smallest out of the group. Woo, you only gained like 2 ounces, dude. 12.7 ounces. And I'm pretty sure this one weighed 10 ounces to begin with. That's crazy. So this one was originally the biggest out of the group, and it originally weighed like 14 ounces. 1 pound, 3.3 ounces. Okay, so next we gotta do math. Let me go grab a pen and piece of paper and I'll be right back. So the first thing I do to figure this out is I convert my weights to only ounces. And then we average our weights. Okay, so I have done the math. We're gonna go over it each part because I'm glad to see the math. I love to break things down into math. If you've not been around long enough, you may not know that. I have an obsession with breaking things down and seeing what it truly is, what it boils down to. I wanna know the fact. So we're gonna start with our kits that are not on goat's milk. So original weight on those kits was 10.2 ounces and 14 ounces. The average weight for those two kits was 12.1 ounces. Now, the 14 ounce kit did gain weight. It gained 5.3 ounces over these 2 weeks. The 10.2 ounce kit did gain weight. It gained 2.5 ounces over these 2 weeks. I don't ever expect great weight gains to begin with because you're moving them, they're stressed, things like that. But they did both gain weight, so I'm happy with that. So now their weights are 12.7 and 1 pound, 3.3 ounces. And average weight for these two kits currently is 16 ounces. To begin with, their average weight was 12.1 ounces. So over these 2 weeks, they gained on average 4 ounces. Not terrible. For our kits that are on goat's milk, they started out their journey at 11.6 ounces and 12.2 ounces, which averaged out to be 11.9 ounces. So they were just slightly under the average of the non-goat's milk kit, which was 12.1. So by like 0.2 of an ounce, they were slightly under. On their way in today, the kits that were on goat's milk weighed 1 pound, 3.6 ounces, and 1 pound, 7.2 ounces, which is just mind-blowing. So their average weight together was 21.4 ounces or 1 pound, 5.4 ounces. So their average weight gain in these 2 weeks was 10 ounces. So the kits on goat's milk gained on average 10 ounces. The kits not on goat's milk gained an average of 4 ounces. So obviously those kits on goat's milk gained better weight gain in 2 weeks. Like, I'm super happy with it. So we're going to continue trying it. We'll continue with our experiments, see how things go. As long as I got dairy goats on the property and I have extra goat milk and I've got kits new to weaning, I'm going to try this and see how it goes, because the only way to get clear results is to repeat it over and over and over and see if it keeps coming out the same. We're almost done with our breeding season, unfortunately. So most of my continued experiments will start back up in the fall, like winter-ish time, because we'll be late breeding this year since we will be expecting our own baby in the fall, and I'd like to recover from that before I get busy trying to breed rabbits. So it's going to be a bit. I do have 3 kits currently in the colony. I may pull them out and try to give them goat's milk and see how they do on that. The colony breeds whenever, so if I have more kits in the colony throughout the summer, we will try that as well. We'll see how it goes, but I'm going to continue on giving these kits milk and see how long it takes them to hit the 5 pound mark. Currently we're 2 weeks in. I'm estimating them to be about 6 weeks. So we'll see how long it takes them to grow to butcher weight. You never know. We'll see. I guarantee you the kits on goat's milk are going to gain faster and hit butcher weight before the kits not on goat's milk. But I don't know how long into their growth they will drink it. Kits naturally wean by 8 weeks, but if it's available, they may go longer. I will keep you informed, keep you in the loop. Make sure you're following on Instagram and Facebook, where I update on this experiment more often, and subscribe to the channel so you can see more updates about it in the future if you're looking to improve your growth rates of your meat rabbits, and maybe combine your dairy goat herd and meat rabbits to improve the meat for your family. That's all we have for you today, friends. It's getting really dark out here, so I'm going to go cook cheeseburgers for these guys. We'll see you later.
Cheeseburger.
Bye now.